Hey everybody, Jim here from Clockwerk Industries. Welcome to another video. In this one, we're going to take a look at the MSI Gaming Z GTX 1080. This is going to be going in the Mastercase Pro 6 build, along with the other parts that MSI sent, the Z270 Gaming M7 motherboard. I'm super excited about this graphics card. It's really going to be a huge part of the build. We're not going to do too much modding to it. I'm just going to paint the shroud, since we have dialed in the theme to a Game of Thrones winter is coming type setup. We're going to leave the air cooler that's built into this alone. It looks cool enough as it is, and actually the design of the air cooler is going to match up with the contours of the theme pretty well, so that's all. Everything there is perfect. It's a really badass card. It's got some cool built-in colors and LEDs and stuff, aside from all the other greatness that comes along with the GTX 1080 from NVIDIA. 8 gigs of RAM, DirectX 12, VR ready. Most new cards are all VR ready. The air cooler on this is so much better than the reference cooler. It's actually a lot bigger than the standard card. I noticed that when I put it in the system. That's why we had to actually change some things around when I did that Celtic Forge update, because I couldn't fit this in there the regular way you fit in a graphics card. I ended up having to mount it vertical, which I am planning to probably do for this build anyway, because it's too cool of a card. It's too cool not to show off, and you know, you always put your graphics card in. That's why ever since my second mod, I've been doing all my graphics cards vertically with a PCI extension cable, because you're wasting such cool design work and engineering work. It seems pointless to just plug your card in and all you get to see is the top of it. So this will definitely be getting mounted vertically into the Pro 6 case. I can't wait to actually get into the modding on this project and really show off all this hardware. It's a lot. There's a lot of high-end hardware in here. This is I'm pretty excited about this build. This is some of the best hardware I've received for a project. It's actually one of my own projects, so I'm really excited to get everything in there and get it all modded up. So let's take this over to the bench there and take a look at what's inside the box here. So yeah, as you can see, this is such a great looking card. I'd feel ashamed if I put a water block on this thing. I mean, the design and look overall is just amazing. The enormous cooler on here is gonna perform very well. You got 3 display ports on the back, an HDMI port, and a dual link DVI port, and the twin Frosier cooling system with the dual, I believe these are 80mm fans, which is massive for a graphics card. You know, comparing it to one of these fans here, you're almost looking at regular 120mm case fans on here, and there's 2 of them. They're just huge. It's an amazing card, amazing cooler all around. So for now, unfortunately, we're gonna be, you know, in here normally, you know, the normal mounting for a graphics card, just to get this thing up and running, and so I can show you guys the features of the motherboard and other things. So I'm gonna get it installed, and then that's the last step. I'm gonna run the wires, and then we're gonna get the OS on the system, and then I'll bring up the MSI LED control software so you guys can see. This logo and dragon, I believe, are both programmable. You can change the colors of all the lights on here, as well as the motherboard. I know the memory you can control as well, and my solid state and the fans are all RGB. So every component on this entire system is RGB, which, you know, as I've said in other videos, I'm not a huge fan of just flashing lights, but I love that I can change the color of everything to match my theme exactly how I want it. That's the true key and benefit of RGB lighting, at least for modders that aren't building a rainbow theme computer. So, all right, let's get this thing stuck in there. Okay, now that we have the graphics card installed, we'll go ahead and boot up in Windows 10 and take a look at the MSI control software, test it out and see how it controls with all the components in here. Even from the top view, this graphics card still looks great. The case was reasonably good for wire management too, so we'll hop into Windows 10 and take a look at the control software and see how it controls these MSI LEDs on the graphics card. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for the GTX 1080 video. I just wanted to go over a couple features. Some cool things that are nice about it is the LEDs on the back and the front lighting up with the Mystic light from MSI, so you can control it. They're RGB lights built into the GPU. Of course, everything's got to be RGB nowadays, as I've said before. Being able for me to select feature or select lighting for the project at hand, the theme that I want, there's no other better way. So what's cool is this. We're not gonna water block this graphics card or anything like that. We're gonna keep it twin Frosier, which is cool anyway. But I'm gonna modify the card to be white and blue to match the Winter is Coming theme. So what's cool about that is I'll be able to just switch the RGB lights to blue in the Mystic Light software, and boom, there we go. I got a blue and white MSI graphics card. That is the cool feature of these cards, and the RGB features and everything else. A couple of just specs on the card. It's the GTX 1080, of course, with twin Frosier. It's got 8 gigs of DDR5 memory on there. It's capable of 2-way SLI. It's got 3 clock speeds. You have OC mode, which is 1911 megahertz. You got gaming mode, which is 1873 megahertz, and you have silent mode, which is 1733 megahertz. So the thing is blazing fast. And then you get the twin Frosier dual 80mm coolers to keep that thing cool while you're gaming. On the back, it's got 3 display ports. It's capable of using up to 4 displays at one time. So you got 3 display ports, HDMI, and then dual link DVI. The graphics card is definitely good for 4K. You probably want to go in SLI if you really want to like max everything out on true 4K, but it should be able to handle 4K gaming at some decent frame rates, just a standalone card. Because I know a friend of mine has dual Titan X. He could pretty much crush 4K on an ultra wide monitor with that, but you know, you're looking at $2,000 of computing power. This is a quarter of that cost, so the ability that this card can perform at is super solid for the price point. Power connectors on there, you got a 6-pin and an 8-pin. Most standard power supplies run this. I'm actually running it on a 600 watt power supply. I believe it says a recommended 500 watt power supply at least if you're gonna run this card. I have a 600 watt in there. I'm probably gonna actually take this power supply out, put it in a Celtic Forge, and then take the power supply out of Celtic Forge, which is a V1000 full modular power supply, and take that power supply and put it in here to run the higher end card with the custom water cooling loop and everything else. The other system is running dual 960s, and I'm not doing much overclocking. It's just a chiller system. I'm probably just gonna run it as like an HTPC. I might actually take this processor out of here so I can use it, since I won't be overclocking that system, I could probably put it in there to use it just to play as a multimedia PC for my living room TV. Virtual reality ready, VR ready, DirectX 12, great for 4K, and game stream to NVIDIA Shield. So that's it, man. This card's decked out. You got your Mystic lighting, your RGB lighting, set it up to any theme you want within the color spectrum, and you're good to go. So that's gonna be it for this video on the MSI GTX 1080 Gaming Z with twin Frosier cooler on it. That's gonna be it, guys. In the description, you can see a link to the MSI product page for the graphics card. You can also see a link to Amazon affiliate link if you want to purchase this graphics card. Affiliate link helps me out by kicking a couple bucks my way from Amazon. It doesn't any extra cost to you. That money is used to get new camera equipment so I can get myself a GoPro. I'm in the process of building some camera sliders. I want to get more lighting for the shop so I can take better video from every area of the shop. All that will always go to improving my situation and my workshop and my camera equipment and all that stuff. I sacrifice a lot of my own personal stuff just so I can invest into my workshop and stuff for these videos. So thanks again for watching, guys. I hope you guys got something out of this, got some good information. I hope you go buy one of these cards. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.